All right, guys. So I am here today for our weekly workshop, and today I want to present something about workplace healthy habits. And I know many of us in our community, as well as myself and the other coaches, we are sitting at a desk majority of the day for work. And while there is some perks to that being moms and always on the run when we're at home, there are some negative side effects when it comes to our health, having to sit for 8 hours a day, sometimes full time, sometimes part time, but regardless, we are not made to sit for long periods of time. So I do want to go into just a few things to keep in mind while you're at work that maybe you can start incorporating into your daily habits in the workplace. So I am going to go to this next slide. Before I do, I would like to ask anyone that's watching this live, go ahead and comment live below. Or if you are watching the replay, just comment replay in the comments. And if you are listening on Spotify or watching the YouTube replay, make sure that you follow along inside of our Facebook community. If you just go to Facebook groups and type in Evolve with Sierra, it should pop up, or you can always send a message and I can send you the link directly. Okay, here we go. So idea number one is going to be taking mini breaks. And I recommend setting a timer on your phone or on your computer for every hour. Ideally, I'd like to see you get up more than every hour, but I think this is a good spot to at least remind you to get up. So if you didn't remember to get up, within that hour, it's a good thing to set a timer to be like, oh crap, I can't believe I haven't gotten out of my chair in an hour. I better get up and do something. I do want to mention too that if you aren't getting up every hour, whether it's to just walk around, but usually you should be using the restroom as well. Maybe not every hour, but every other hour. So if you're not, you might be a little underhydrated, which we'll get into that in a minute as well. The second idea that I want to share with you is take advantage of lunch breaks. And I do want to talk about a client that I had a few weeks ago at one of her check-ins. She made the comment, she just gets this afternoon slump. She can't focus. She has no energy when she gets home. And we kind of dove deeper into what work looks like for her throughout the day. And, one of the questions I asked her was, well, what do you do on your lunch breaks? And she said, well, I don't usually take a lunch break because then she's able to sneak out of work earlier to go spend it with her husband and her little boy. But we kind of went back and forth on the pros and cons of what that looks like. And, the perspective that I gave her was, sure, you can spend more quantity of time with your family, but what if we made the quality of that time better? And so what she started doing is actually taking lunch breaks, checking out from work, either going for a walk or, listening to a podcast that is totally separate from work life. So we don't want to start blending work into our lunch break. That kind of defeats the purpose. We need to be able to shut our brains off, have a total reset in order to go back into work, finish the work day, leave work at work, and then go home and spend that quality time with our family. So if you are someone that has been in a position similar to my client that I'm talking about, it may be beneficial to start taking lunch breaks. And if you already are taking lunch breaks, making sure that those lunch breaks are being utilized to their full potential. If you have any questions on different ideas and stuff, again, my inbox is always open. We can kind of talk about a few things that may be beneficial for you specifically. Let's move to idea number 3. So idea number 3 is stretch or move at your desk. And I know not every workplace is set up to have like a desk treadmill under their desk where you can stand and kind of walk slowly on a treadmill. But there are certain things that we can still incorporate to help you move throughout the day while you are at your desk. So something like 30-second stretch breaks, if you're listening to a meeting online or whatever it may be, just taking 30 seconds and doing a quick stretch, or even just going through I like to think from like head to toe of moving my body. So you could start with, some little side to side, do some shoulder rolls, do some thoracic movements, do some like marches in place, just things like that. And it doesn't need to be a long time period. It doesn't need to be anything that's structured or set in stone, but just remember to move your joints, move your body. Because like I said, we are not made to sit in a desk all day, and it's really hard on our body, especially if we're literally not moving while we're sitting. So that's just some different ideas. There's also quick 1-minute workouts. You can always YouTube these things, search online, but get up and do a minute of air squats. Get up and, like I said, do like marching in place, do butt kickers for a minute, just anything to get you up and moving and then back to your desk. And obviously different environments are going to maybe not allow for this, but at the very least, you could even just do marches at your desk while you're sitting, or even like go up and down onto your toes. So you're utilizing your calf muscles. Just anything that you can do to create more movement throughout your day while you're at work. The fourth idea that I have for you is, if possible, start doing meetings on foot. So if you are someone that maybe has to do meetings, like it's a national company or something that you work for example, and there's a lot of phone meetings or meetings where you're just listening to someone else talk, throw those AirPods in and go for a walk while you're listening to this meeting. The other option is if you are in like a management position or a supervisor position, ask whoever you have to have a meeting with if they don't mind if you guys go for a walk for your meeting. What I have found, even in my own personal world, and obviously, you know, the online coaching space is a lot different than most corporate jobs, but nonetheless, like there are still meetings that I still have, whether it's with the other coaches on the team, with clients, or you know, different businesses that help provide more of the I guess, software for our clients to use. So with that said, you know, I just find myself so much more creative in those instances, and it allows me to get up from my desk and kind of leave everything else where it's at and focus on the meeting itself, instead of being very tempted to maybe, you know, be searching on the computer on the side and not really paying attention to what I'm supposed to be paying attention on. And I think it just might be beneficial for you to not only get some extra steps in, but also from a more productive standpoint as well, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. Number 5 is going to be sit, stand, and repeat. So like we talked about in a few slides ago, some offices aren't set up for this, but if you do have the perk of having one of those desks that lift up so you could do a standing position, it's really easy to fall out of the habit and like, I'm just going to sit. It's so much easier, but it's so hard on our hip flexors when we're sitting all day. Like I said, our bodies are not supposed to be sitting for 8 hours at a time. And that doesn't include driving to and then back home from work either. Or if you go home, which we'll get into that, and, you know, watch TV or have to go to a sporting event for your kid or wait for them at practice. Like there's so much sitting that we have and so much time that we can be utilizing better. So if you are someone that has a way to stand up and work, it's really hard to say, I'm going to stand up for an hour at a time. Just start small. We're so big on that in the Evolve coaching program, on meeting you where you're at and just building off of that. So if you're someone that never stands at their desk, but you have the option to, set a timer for 5 minutes, stand at your desk, and then sit for 15 minutes. And then when that buzzer goes off, you're going to get back up and stand again. And then just keep building on that throughout the week, throughout the month, throughout the year. And hopefully you're going to get in a place where you actually enjoy standing more. And again, you may find yourself being more productive standing than you are sitting. Number 6 is hydration. And you guys know how big I am on hydration. So I could go on and on about how beneficial it is to be hydrated. And so many women that I talk to aren't drinking enough water, not even close to the amount that is ideal for their bodies and their activity level. So if you are someone that works, let's use the 8-hour-a-day example, having a 16-ounce water bottle on your desk. And if you're using the 60-minute timer of making sure that you're getting up every hour, you can also use this as your way of making sure that you're staying on track with your hydration. A gallon of water a day is, I would say, like a general rule of thumb for like a gold standard. But again, it depends on the person, it depends on their activity levels, and it also really depends on where you're at right now. So if you're someone that has trouble getting in 16 ounces of water a day, period, don't tomorrow try to go get a gallon of water a day. You're going to feel super just flooded. You're not going to want to eat, and that causes its own issues. So kind of meet yourself where you're at. If you need help, reach out to me and I can kind of give you a good goal to reach to start with, depending on where you're at. But let's say you are someone that's going to follow this idea. If you're drinking those 16-ounce waters every day or every work day and you're working 8 hours, that's a gallon of water right there. So there should be no reason why, you know, you are able to get in a gallon of water if it's like a time thing because you work all day. Well, it's not that difficult to keep water at your desk. And I don't know, I guess if you are in an office where they don't allow you to get up to refill your water bottle, that's pretty shitty of them, and I'm sorry, but I'm hoping there's better human beings out there that'll let you get up and go fill your water bottle up. Okay, number 7, so utilize your time outside of work and be active. If you are at a desk all day, the last thing that you should be doing is going home and sitting more. It is so bad on your joints, on your muscles, on your digestion, on your mental health to be sitting literally throughout the day that you're awake. So what I would suggest is finding something that you enjoy in the evening that allows you to be active. So that could be your gym time, or maybe taking a walk with your family after dinner, going for a bike ride, going out and fishing in the evening and enjoying a sunset on the river, one of my absolute favorite things to do. So many different options that you can do. Go take your dog for a walk, go volunteer and take someone else's dog for a walk. If you're a dog lover and aren't able to have a dog where you're at, I bet there is so many dog owners that would love to have someone that says, hey, can I take your dog for a walk? I mean, I love walking my dog, but if someone said, I would really like to walk your dog, can I take your dog for a walk? As long as it looks like you're a trustworthy person and you're going to return my dog, I'm probably going to let you take my dog for a walk. So just another ideas for you. The last thing that I want to talk about is just asking you guys for what your ideas are when it comes to workplace healthy habits. So if there's something that you've started incorporating into your day that you want to share with us, just please comment below on this video, and maybe other people can start working off of what you've found to be helpful and how you've incorporated a healthy habit into your workplace and your work day. So that's all I got for you guys today. I hope this was beneficial for you all. And just a reminder, every Wednesday, one of our coaches comes in and does a weekly workshop on a topic of their choice. And like I said, this week was my week that I stepped up and I wanted to talk about healthy habits in the workplace. So if you guys do have any other topics that you'd love to hear our perspective or our take on, feel free to send those our way as well. We really have this community for you guys and just want to be the most helpful that we can for you, not just for our clients, but everyone in this community that's just trying to better themselves, create healthy habits, and just a better quality of life. So we'll talk with you guys soon.